Excitement is growing as the 2026 FIFA World Cup final draw begins. We are locked in this morning as the field takes shape, the powerhouses, the underdogs, and who's about to get thrown into a true group of death. The matchups are dropping in real time, and we're seeing who lands where.
Live from Chat London Square, this is Mornings on 2, the 9.
Yes, welcome to Mornings on 2, the 9, the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup final draw getting underway this morning. It is a tournament that's played, of course, once every 4 years, and this time matches are being held on our turf. We're talking about the U.S., Canada, and Mexico co-hosting what's arguably known as one of the most anticipated events in all of sports.
So you're looking at a live look at a number of watch parties happening right now around the country. We have Dallas, Houston, Seattle, and of course, Thrive City, San Francisco. Boy, it has been a Friday morning and things are about to get even better. Thanks for being with us. I'm Gaskia Mikaeli.
I'm Andre Senior. It's December 5th, and if you are a soccer fan, this is Christmas morning for you. Teams are going to be finding out their fate in real time.
Even better, we have two amazing guests joining us. They'll be with us for the next 90 minutes here. We'll be talking all things soccer, all about the draw. We have Frank Yallop, two-time MLS Cup champion with the San Jose Earthquakes, and you also managed the Canadian national team through World Cup qualification back in 2006. Chris Dangerfield, people call him Danger, is also here. Of course, you're a San Jose Earthquakes Hall of Famer. Good to have these gentlemen woke up early to be here, and we are glad that you did. Thank you both for being here.
You're welcome at all.
Yeah, we'll discuss what to watch for, what's the best thing that could happen for the U.S. to advance, maybe what they want to avoid, and then, of course, we'll get to the favorites of the event.
The whole, like, keep your friends close, but your enemies close.
Exactly.
Okay, first, let's just explain this whole thing for you in case you're brand new to soccer. The World Cup is being hosted by 3 countries, the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. 16 cities across North America are hosting matches, including right here at home, Santa Clara. We have made this map that show all the host cities. Canada has 2, Vancouver and Toronto. Mexico has 3, Monterrey, Guadalajara, and then Mexico City. The United States has 11. The New York, New Jersey side is hosting the World Cup final. That's July 19th. We should also note, during today's draw, you may hear Levi Stadium referred to as the Bay Area Stadium. It's because FIFA will not use the brand names of any stadiums during this tournament, instead referring to them with their location.
That's what's happening all over the country, by the way. They're not using the branding of those stadiums here in the U.S. Here's a quick breakdown of the 2026 World Cup. For the first time in history, the tournament expanded from 32 countries to 48. That is the largest ever. There will be a total of 104 matches. KTVU and Fox will show 69 matches, which is the most in network television history. The remaining 35 will be on the cable channel FS1. The 48 countries are divided into 12 groups for 4 teams each. The entire tournament will be played in 39 days, and the U.S. is in Group D. Each group has 4 countries, and today's draw will determine the 3 other nations that will be in the U.S. group stage of the tournament.
All right, back to our guests here. Frank Yallop, Chris Dangerfield. Can I start with you, Chris?
Sure.
As a player, what are you feeling today? What are you hoping for today, if we go back to your playing days?
Well, you're anxious. You want to get this thing started, and you're also hoping for a great draw, and that's what today is all about. You're looking for the opposition to be favourable for you. As far as the US is concerned, obviously they are ranked in pot 1, which means that they can't get another team from pot 1 in their particular group.
And that's good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The other 9 teams in pot 1 are basically the top teams in the world ranks, you know, England, Spain, France, etc. So to be able to avoid them at this stage, that's the key for any team, really.
All right, and so, Frank, tell us what you're going to be looking out for as this plays out here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for everybody. But yeah, Chris is right with the just getting on the draw right, not right, but luckily you're not looking for a country that's in Italy or Croatia.
You don't want to compete with one of those.
You do not, no, because they're good sides and they're very good at tournaments. And so you're just looking for a good draw where you can at least be in that top 2 to get out of the group. That's important to get out. If you can win your group, that's fantastic. But getting out of the group is basically key for the U.S. for sure,
So what sort of countries do you hope the U.S. doesn't go up against?
Well, you got the pots 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so when you look at those, you look at the teams that may be the dangerous ones in pot 4. And so you've got teams
Name
like...
those teams.
Well, Frank just mentioned Italy. Now, Italy obviously is a massive nation. They're ranked in FIFA probably in about the top 15, I would think. And, you know, and so that's a team that hasn't qualified yet. But if they're in your group, they're a team that could really cause you problems when you go through the group stage. You know, for the US, I think they obviously want to try and avoid Ghana because they always seem to get Ghana every time they're in this tournament. But other teams like Morocco, Algeria, those type of teams that are in those pot 3 and 2, the big team in pot 3 I think you need to avoid is Norway, because they do have the greatest goal scorer in the world right now, and a guy called Erling Haaland who plays for Manchester City. He scores goals for fun. So you want to try and avoid those kind of matchups in the early stages.
There's one team I think that made the World Cup for first time in a while, Scotland. And I think that's exciting because fan-wise, the best traveling fans you could see.
They do, right? Yeah, they have a really rabid fan base in Scotland, so it's nice to see this happen for that country.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very exciting.
Yeah,
yeah. Chris is right though. You got to. You know, it's exciting when you get the draw, and really excited to see what's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to watch it live as it happens. We will keep the both of you here. Thank you again for being here. Now we will head outside, as we do have our resident soccer expert, James Torres. We sent him out because today's the big day. We get to learn who Team USA plays in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Yeah,
James is live at Thrive City, where an official FIFA watch party is about to kick off. James, good morning to you.
Good morning. First off, I like that title. I will take that. Feel free to put that on my business card. We are now inside Splash, the Splash Bar that's out in Thrive City. Thrive City, of course, we know it to be that place where the Warriors have these massive big watch party for playoffs, but today it's all about the FIFA World Cup 2026 final draw. Joining me to talk about it is U.S. Hall of Famer Chris Wondolowski. You know him as a man who has done so much for the San Jose Earthquakes, so much for Bay Area soccer, and has done quite a bit for U.S. soccer, too. Thanks a lot for taking the time with us. The draw is getting underway here. We're soon going to find out which teams the U.S. is going to play against. We will soon find out which matches are coming to the Bay Area. What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, you know, I think that just the symbolization of it starting the World Cup, kicking it off, you seeing who your opponent's going to be, and the game planning starts now. And so, you know, it's just an exciting time.
You've had the fortune of being part of World Cup teams within the Team USA. Now, I know they don't normally name squads by now, but take me back to your days as a player before the World Cup. What were you doing during this time when the draw is going on?
I was definitely paying attention. I knew I was a little bit of a bubble guy, and wasn't guaranteed, so pay attention, but wasn't fully invested. Wanted to keep working on my craft and my trade, but you know, I knew it was a big part. We ended up drawing Germany, who ended up winning the whole thing that year, and both Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo, and then Ghana as well, who knocked us out the previous 2 World Cups.
Yeah. And tell me, when you see some of these nations get drawn, obviously we want to avoid a group of death, but you know what a group of death feels like. I mean, you've played in one, and USA has won groups with the group of death here. What kind of teams are you hoping to avoid?
You know, you always want to try to, you know, give yourself the best chance, and you know, you never want to play against some of those big ones, some of the powerhouses and stuff like that. But you know, you see now that there's still some tough games. You know, it could be Italy or, you know, things that, like, we're playing games, and once those are also taking shape. That being said, it's a tournament. You never know, and it's just game by game, and each one's just a full battle, and so that's also the exciting part.
You got to play the big guys eventually, right? Whether it's a group stage or further down. Final question for you. You know, we're just outside of a Thrive City here. This is well known, obviously, for Warriors playoffs games, big watch parties for this. But to utilize it for this World Cup draw, bringing this community together, bringing a country together that's been kind of scrutinized for the way it sees soccer. It really has been popular in the last couple of years. What do you make of all this?
I love it. You know, one, I love it because the Bay Area and San Francisco itself is such a melting pot of diversity, and that's what about this game. You know, having all these different nations come together and to see that passion and to see what it means to play for your country. I think that's again, and now to be able to have it in America to show, in North America to show, and to have that platform to show what it takes and what that it is to those countries.
Other than Team USA, give me one nation that you would love to see play here.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm gonna go with Spain. Yeah, just always been
Big favorite.
Exactly, they're a huge favorite. Going in there, seeing them play as well. Yeah, I think they're always fun and exciting.
Right on. Chris Wondolowski, man. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us here. Hey, the official watch party here at Thrive City, just outside of where we are, it is officially underway. We are seeing people who are showing up, USA jerseys, all sorts of jerseys from other nations too, as we finally get ready to see who Team USA will play. All eyes on Group D. I'll send it back to you on the studio.
James, you were just kicking around the soccer ball just a few minutes ago. What other festivities and things?
Oh, you saw that?
Oh, yeah. And what other things do you have? Do they have for the folks that turn out to Thrive City there to watch the big draw today?
You know, they're doing a giveaway with these bucket hats. I think it's the first 100 or 200 people who show up. They have these beautiful, really cool looking bucket hats. That's a trend now, apparently. I've seen some FIFA World Cup scarves flying around too. They've got another soccer net just outside of Thrive City as well. You probably saw earlier the giant Christmas tree that's decked out here. So they definitely, Thrive City knows how to host a party.
They do.
So it's looking pretty good right now, and we're just waiting for the people to file in and watch this all unfold with us.
James, thank you so much. Appreciate it. We're going to look out and check in with you a little later on throughout the show.
And we know a few things already. The dates and locations for the United States group stage games are set.
Here's the schedule. Friday, June 12th, the U.S. will play at Los Angeles Stadium. That's better known as SoFi Stadium, but the sponsorship does not apply, of course, to FIFA World Cup, as we mentioned earlier. America's second match is a week later, Friday, June 19th, at Seattle Stadium, which is known as Lumen Field, home of the Seattle Seahawks. The third match is Thursday, June 25th, where the U.S. will be back at Los Angeles Stadium, home to both the Los Angeles Rams and Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay, so James just spoke with soccer royalty, Chris Wondolowski. Are you like totally into this? Are you a casual viewer? We love for you to answer our question of the day. And you know today we had to base it on the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Finish this sentence. I'm planning to. Almost half of you say, just catch the highlights. I get that. That's okay. We'll have that here on KTVU Fox 2. Then we go to the next largest group, which is almost a third of you say you plan to watch every match of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Some answers between that as well. You can make these numbers change to reflect what you're going to do. Scan the QR code on the top right of your screen or head to ktv.com/vote. We will be back with way more 2026 FIFA World Cup draw day. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Mornings On to the 9 to 2026 FIFA World Cup draw. We are waiting for it to get underway from Washington, D.C. this morning. Kevin Hart, a few other. Andre Bocelli is going to be there this morning as well as we wait to things to kick off so we know where all the teams, the 48 teams that are going to be competing, going to be placed in next year's World Cup. Do we have that shot of New York City? Because Times Square... someone just walked into the picture of Times Square in New York City. They're going to have one of the, some of the World Cup matches are going to be played in New Jersey, just across the water there. But we are going to keep following all over the country for you. We have games that are going to be played all over North America here. Levi Stadium, or the Bay Area Stadium, will host 6 matches. Most of them will be in the group stage. That's the early round of the tournament. Levi will also host a game in the round of 32. That will be on Wednesday, July 1st. The Pacific Northwest will be home to one of the matches in the U.S. team that the U.S. team is playing. So
let's head up north and say a quick good morning to Fox's Lauren Donovan. You're at a watch party there in Seattle. I imagine the energy is building. Most people think of like the Space Needle, but there's so much more to Seattle that's going to be in the spotlight here.
And apologies to our folks over in Oakland. Having a hard time trying to hear you. Maybe it's the crowd here. Believe it or not, I bet you guys are experiencing the same thing. I mean, 8 a.m., 8:30, folks were lined up outside of the brewery where we are right now in Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood. So excited to come in. I mean, it's dark, it's early. They don't care. The taps are open here, though, and there's still some coffee for sale. But I'm going to step out so you can see kind of the scale, the scope of the operation here in Seattle. For some context, we are at Stoop Brewing, and Stoop Brewing is, I would say, the largest brewery in the entire city. So it's this big warehouse with a lot of space. We got food trucks. We have the whole 9 yards set up here, and the FIFA folks have been working since we were here, at 6:30 in the morning to get this all together. We got big screens, the official World Cup boards in the back. I'm sure you guys have something similar set up on your end out in San Francisco. But yeah, this is kind of what it's looking like. Everybody is very attentive right now, looking at the screen, but it's really exciting this morning. 600 people are expected to come here today. It was sell out. You had to reserve your spot to get here. So we heard some remarks from the CEO of FIFA Seattle here to start things off, and now I think we're just kind of building into the excitement. There's a lot of fan giveaways, merch galore, raffles that will be going on during the commercial breaks, so people can get soccer balls, gear, kits, all that. And then right here, I wanted to show you one example of something cool we have here. It is our FIFA World Cup logo with the whale tail.
Oh, I like it.
I like to think it's an orca whale with Seattle, Mount Rainier in the background. There's the Space Needle, some other landmarks of ferry, but they're handing these out as cute little postcards to send off to people with the FIFA logo there on the back. I would love to see what the logo is for you folks out in the Bay Area. I'm imagining the bridge is involved in some degree.
One of the Golden Gate Bridge is probably going to be part of this whole thing. I don't think, do we have the logo?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it yet.
We'll find it.
We're going to find it, Lauren.
That's a challenge from Seattle.
Yeah,
we're going to figure it out.
You put it on us. Lauren, is Seattle a big soccer city in your opinion?
I'm sorry?
Is Seattle a big soccer city?
Oh, yeah, big soccer city. Oh, sorry. And thank you, producers back there, for communicating. Yes, I mean, Seattle, we have such a rivalry with Portland, too, for context. We got the Sounders here via the Timbers, so I think a lot of that fandom is just going to be concentrated up here in the Pacific Northwest. Eager to go to the games, sell games. I was hearing that some tickets in this area are selling for like hundreds of thousands of dollars already. That's going to be happening in Lumen Field, where the Hawks play, where the Sounders play. We've got a lot of crazy fans. If you've ever seen the 12s, they'll be showing up in force too. And there's been a lot of change in the neighborhood around where the World Cup is going to be. We call that the Soto area, or Pioneer Square. It's like the historic old downtown. There's a ton of new brew pubs coming in. You can see there's a lot of investment going in around where the World Cup will be, and businesses kind of boning up, trying to put more into themselves and expanding ahead of this. So what we're seeing here at Stoop today, it is just kind of an omen of what is to come, really, for the entire city of Seattle.
Well, Lauren, I have to say, the Bay Area and Seattle have a long-standing and healthy rivalry in sports. But I will say, your city and the surrounding area is gorgeous. Just beautiful.
Yeah.
So whoever's going to Seattle to watch soccer, they're in store for a treat.
Yeah.
We'll break you loose. Lauren Donovan up there in Seattle, thank you so much for your live reporting. Before we take a quick break, we would like to swing, I guess, halfway across the country.
Yeah.
Let's go to Dallas, Texas, as folks there are also waking up to watch the FIFA World Cup live draw. Though they're 2 hours in front of us, so it's almost lunchtime for these good folks. Again, we can see a large crowd gathered, all focused on that big screen. It is the big day. Today is FIFA World Cup draw day. We're going to run down what you need to know, what the outcome will mean. We have a number of soccer experts and legends with us, so stay with us. We're just getting started here on KTVU Fox 2. (9:23). Welcome back to one of the most highly anticipated days in all of worldwide sports. It is 2026 FIFA World Cup Draw Day. Staying here in Oakland, the Athletic Club at the Sports Bar is hosting a big viewing party for the World Cup draw.
They're on the corner of Webster and Grand. Sal Castaneda live at the club. It is already 9:23 in the morning, already happening. They're acting like they're back in Europe right now.
Yeah, you know, my buddy Tommy Hodel here was talking about you, Andre. He knows that you are kind of holding out that Jamaica would make it, and I know that you know Andre watches this. Yeah. So let's talk to Tommy here. Tommy, first of all, it's impressive to have these people here having a pint, getting ready to do something that the whole world is watching.
Yeah, this is something that we should be really excited about here in the Bay Area. Watch now for groups D and J, who might come to the Bay Area, who might come practice at the Oakland Roots facility this summer as well. So it might be Jamaica, Andre. We'd love to have them back. They've been there once before, so we'd love to see them there as well.
Yeah, can you believe, okay, first of all, this whole thing with the whole world, our country, the Bay Area, we just went up to Seattle, they're having a party, right? I mean, this is bigger than anything I remember when it comes to this sport.
100%. I mean, with 48 teams now too, you got such multicultural people wanting to see if their team in for the first time. And with how diverse Oakland and the Bay Area is, there's some people who are getting to see their countries in the World Cup for the first time, whether it's Haitians or people from Cape Verde. There's so many first-time qualifiers. Curacau's a first-time qualifier, so the excitement to see where you could play is pretty palpable for them.
You know, this has to be good for the Roots. I'm just not going to lie. I mean, interest in this sport is way up, and interest in the Roots has been way up. This is a good feeling, isn't it?
Oh, it's a huge feeling. I mean, the World Cup is the biggest tournament of sports in the world, and it only brings more attention to the local soccer teams like Oakland Roots, like Oakland Soul. We've had some women's players play in World Cups of past, and it'd be exciting to maybe get a Roots player in the World Cup here sometime soon, too.
Is this something you guys are going to do? I mean, this is only the very beginning. We have another year or more of this, right? So we have, you know, things that are going to happen. Are you going to have parties like this in the future?
Yeah, we're going to have parties. We're going to be celebrating also the history of Bay Area soccer, whether it's the first ever professional game was here at the Oakland Coliseum. Pele has played at the Oakland Coliseum, so there'll be a lot of celebrating of the history of Bay Area soccer as well.
Tommy, thank you.
Thank you.
So Tommy, oh, actually, I have one more question I forgot to ask you. All right. When did you guys first get here, and how long are you going to be here?
So some of our team got here as early as 8. I've been here since like 8:30, but I think it will go until the end, and this draw is going to take its time because they want to keep the excitement going, keep people on their toes, waiting to see what could happen. So it'll keep going. We'll be here probably till noon.
Pace yourself, Tommy. Pace yourself.
You got it. You too.
Thank you, Tommy. All right, so we're going to stay here and monitor the situation, which is a hard job, I know, but here at the Oakland Athletic Club, people are already celebrating. Obviously, it's a big event, Kasia and Andre, and, you know, the Roots know Andre's preferences, so we'll be watching that, too. Let's go back to you.
Sal, thank you so much. All right, and from here we go out to Kansas City. Of all of the major U.S. cities, this is kind of the smallest city relatively by population where the World Cup matches will be played. This is a Power and Light district where they're having a watch party there. The excitement is building there as well. It's been going on. It's a couple hours in front of us right now. We're going to keep following this. The draw is going to start, and we're going to carry that for you. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It is a huge day for soccer fans worldwide. We're going to start you off right here at home. A live look at Thrive City and San Francisco. A watch party is well underway for the 2026 FIFA World Cup final draw. Everyone is intent, listening. A lot of people, I'm guessing, maybe skipping work and school, but that's okay. You can figure it out on your own. Let's swing across the country here. A live look inside the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. This is where the World Cup draw itself continues this morning. We're going to check in with a reporter coming up in just a minute here, but we're going to see, of course, like soccer's the big story, right? And there's going to be celebrities, Heidi Klum, Kevin Hart. So it's, you know, it's not just for the diehard soccer fan.
Yeah, not just for them at all.
But we have a couple diehard soccer players and fans and coaches and all that right next to us here. Incredible guests.
Yeah, incredible guest here. We have Frank. I want to start with you here. I want to go through the pot drawing here. So pot one is the strongest teams and the host, you know. Then we have pot two, strong teams, pot three, medium teams, and pot four, lower ranked teams. Can you just walk us through a little bit about how that works so when people are watching, they'll understand a little bit more about how
it's basically for the FIFA rankings is the pot one and the host. So that's pot one taken care of. Then it just drops down the qualifying. If you look at pot two, Croatia, Morocco, Colombia, Uruguay, they've done really well in their qualifying. So they're obviously in pot two and well-respected countries. Down to pot three is sort of lower groups, but winning your group. Norway won their group against Italy, and that drops Italy down to pot four. So it's kind of so many teams and countries involved in this. It's difficult to where they're going to end up, what group they're going to go to. And there's some powerhouses coming into that pot four, you know, with the European side of things.
So we've heard, and you guys have talked about how we kind of don't want to be matched against Italy. Okay, so can I ask you, Chris, is there a feeling that you don't want to get, you want a worthy opponent, right? You don't want someone that you're so much better than that the game isn't fun, or am I dreaming? You tell me.
No, you're dreaming. Because, I mean...
All right, so you want someone you can just cream.
Well, you want to get through, you want to qualify at the group stage, and you want to at least get to that round of 16. I mean, the US have been there so many times before, and I think that's the goal, to get to that stage and see where things go from that stage. If you can win your group, then it puts you in a much better position for that round 16 opponent. That could be somebody who finishes third in that group, etc. So I think that you want to get a draw that is fairly easy for the US, Mexico, and Canada, so they can be in those round of 16 games.
Okay, clear the snow from the path right now, and then we can let it get interesting later on. All right, good insight. That's why we asked the experts.
Yeah, for sure.
We mentioned that there are parties happening all around the Bay. We checked in with Sal in Oakland. Let's go out to Washington, D.C. here. We should note it's a huge day for FIFA World Cup soccer fans. This is one of the most popular sporting events in the world. Kicks off, of course, in 2026, and I believe we have Rebecca Castor.
Yeah, Rebecca Castor. She is in Washington, D.C. at the Kennedy Center right now, where we're going to learn of the future of all of the teams. Rebecca, good morning to you.
Andre Agassia, good morning. So yeah, the draw is underway right now here at the Kennedy Center. We are outside the main event space, and we're actually in really what's going to be a spin room, and where the coaches and some of the team representatives are going to come after they find out the path they'll have to face if they want to win it all next summer. So we're excited to hear their reactions once we get some balls picked out of the bowls in just a few minutes.
Rebecca, speaking to you from the nation's capital, I hate to make things, political here at the jump, but we did just get a quick, urgent update from the Associated Press that President Trump has, in fact, been awarded the new Peace Prize from FIFA as soccer's governing body continues sort of its embrace of the United States president. There was controversy before this, but now it appears official. And a live look here as it is happening as we speak. Rebecca?
Yes, that is happening right now on stage. President Trump was just awarded FIFA's inaugural Peace Prize. This is a new award that they came up with for this World Cup specifically. And it's no surprise, Donald Trump was very vocal that he thought he deserved this year's Nobel Peace Prize. He didn't get awarded that, but of course he was interested in winning this one. It was really no secret that he was going to be awarded this today. He is great friends with the president of FIFA. And of course, the president of FIFA is also a business, and businessmen know how to keep relations positive. You know, it's been kind of a little bit of a rocky relationship between having the World Cup here in the U.S. With some issues in some cities. So definitely probably something to make sure everybody is feeling good heading into this summer.
You know, Rebecca, normally FIFA World Cup is technically supposed to be non-political. You know, is that the correct way of analyzing this, or are you looking at this more of a business? Is that what Trump is trying to get across, and the head of FIFA trying to get across?
Yeah, I think you could definitely look at it both ways. You know, the meaning behind this Peace Prize, they're saying they want to give it to somebody that is doing extraordinary actions to end world conflicts around the world. And the president of FIFA has talked about how soccer is really a sport that unites the entire globe. It's, you know, one sport that is popular in nearly every country in the world. And, you know, we don't see that with other sports. Football and baseball are very American sports. So that has really been the message that we've seen put on display so far here at the World Cup draw, and will likely be the message going forward. But of course, you always have those behind-the-scenes political analysts about this as well.
Of course. All right. We'll focus on the game from here on out. Rebecca Caston reporting for us live from the Kennedy Center right now, where the draw is going to get underway shortly here. Rebecca, thank you so much. Back here in the Bay Area, where we will be hosting some of the World Cup matches, of course. The home of the 49ers will see a different type of football next summer.
The FUTBOL kind. This morning is a World Cup draw watch party happening in the South Bay, the home of the San Jose Quakes. PayPal Park, our Jesse Gary got up early this morning. He is out there with some soccer fans. Good morning, Jesse.
What do you mean got up early this morning? I'm
Even
up early every morning,
I know
Garcia.
you are. You are
I'm
even earlier.
offended. I'm offended. Good morning, guys. How are you? Yeah, you know, we don't need a peace prize here. This is a different kind of prize being handed out to everyone who's come to this watch party here at PayPal Park. I'm going to show you this. This is a card that has all the information you could possibly want, including the 4 pots and where the U.S. is, et cetera, et cetera. And you were just talking about pot 2 and the weaker teams, et cetera. It's all on this card for people who come in to help them digest what's happening. I'll move out of the way, and you can see that people have moved here to the lawn. This is just behind the, what direction is this? That's east, west, east, west, north, south. South part of the field, part of the pitch here at PayPal Park. And the on the big board, you have the actual draw and the president now accepting his Peace Award. And then on the stage in front of me, you have a program going on where you have Ted Ramey, Carlos Uchis, Tommy Thompson, John Doyle, and Victor Bernades talking about their experiences with the World Cup and what they expect for the draw that's happening today. And we have a pretty good crowd. I mean, obviously people are listening and they're just eagerly waiting for the draw to take place. When we find out who is coming, one of the things that we've learned is that the training venue is going to be here at PayPal Park. And I just want to take you, we're going to go for a little walk real quick because we're going to go away from the program and just here to the back. You see that they're putting in a brand new pitch here at PayPal Park. Now this is for the beginning of the earthquake season, but it's also going to help when it comes to the training for the World Cup, for the teams who have to train and practice. They're going to have a brand new pitch. They're putting it in now. They hope to have this sodded and ready to go by early February 2026. So just showing you behind the scenes what's happening at PayPal Park. And then in front of the scenes, come on, Jerry. In front of the scenes, you see the crowd of people just enjoying the program and also watching as the draw is about to happen up on the big board here at PayPal Park. So a very busy and exciting morning here in the South Bay. And again, you have one of these, you can just follow along and fill out the results on the back. U.S. is in pot number 1. All right, we're live at PayPal Park here in San Jose. We're going to toss it back up to you in Oakland.
We are. We'll catch you, Jesse. It's such a pretty morning there in the South Bay. Gorgeous. So good to see you.
Oh, and it's warm. And it's warm.
No, really? You're lying.
Yeah, it's warmed up. It was cold. It was cold this morning because I was up early, Garcia.
Okay. Oh, even earlier.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, yeah, that quarter zip. You're gonna have to take that off, man.
No, it's cute. It's cute. Leave it.
No. That's KTVU After Dark.
Oh, no. Jesse, I will say, you know, few people have a coat game that can rival Andre Senior's, but Jesse Gary is like in the top 3.
Next level.
So,
I can't even compete.
Thank you, sir.
I learned from the best.
We'll see you in a minute. All right, from the South Bay to San Francisco here, the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw watch party in the city is underway as well.
Yeah, let's get back over to James Torres. He's live at Thrive City this morning with what is happening there. James, he moved to a new location now.
Yeah, no one has said anything about my coat all morning.
Oh,
I've been wearing a nice coat all morning.
As well.
Let me see that scarf. Can I borrow it?
Hey, listen, it is extremely cold up this way in San Francisco. We were able to move inside now at Splash Bar at Thrive City. You hear the voices behind me right now. We're going to swing you around the corner. We've got members of the Bay Area Host Committee who are delivering some remarks to an exclusive party that's happening here in the Splash Bar, talking about all the excitement about the FIFA World Cup coming to the Bay Area. We also know that the Women's World Cup is having a bid to come to the USA in 2031, and the Bay Area is now also being considered a venue for that tournament too. So we know lots of soccer has already come this way, lots more to eventually come this way. But right now you're looking at Bay FC co-founders Leslie Osborne and Brady Chastain, also World Cup winners in the women's tournament themselves. Right behind them, Festa Cecilia and Hunter Pence, all talking about how excited we are to not only look forward to the World Cup, but keeping our eye on that Group D. Remember, Group D is where Team USA will belong, and we're waiting to see which 3 teams will join them. That's part of the whole reason that we have this World Cup draw. It fills in all those groups, 12 different groups of 4 teams, and we get to see who is going to play each other. And then eventually, come tomorrow morning, we'll find out which of those matches come right here to the San Francisco Bay Area. So lots to look forward to. We are keeping an eye on the draw broadcast as well to figure out when it all actually gets started. And then we will have plenty of reaction from the fans who are sitting just outside of where we are at Thrive City, and some of the folks who you see right here too. So lots to look forward to, lots of excitement, and some nerves too. Garcia, Andre, and Sal.
James Torres reporting live from Thrive City, where there is a watch party underway right now. James, thank you so much. And before we go to break, here's an update to our viewer poll. We've been asking, 2026 FIFA World Cup, I'm planning to what? Finish the sentence. Right now, 33% of you say watch every match. 46% of you say catch highlights. 18% say follow favorite team only. And only 3% of you say watch knockouts finals. Scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner of your screen or go to KTVU.com/vote. Let us know what you think. Our special is coming back right after this break. All right, welcome back to our Mornings on TV9, a special show this morning. As you could see that plane taking off from the San Jose Maneta Airport, and you could see Bay Area Stadium in the background. Of course, when FIFA World Cup matches are played here, that's what it's going to be known as instead of Levi Stadium. Levi Stadium only applies to the 49ers sponsorship at the stadium there. So, you know, everyone's gearing up for this excitement. There's a party down there, watch party happening down there. We just checked in with Jesse Gary, talking about what's happening in that area. It's warm there right now, and people are apparently don't have to work because they're at the watch party having a great time. Yeah, the mayor's even down there at that party, so it's really happening. It's a really nice time this morning. You know, it brings a lot of people together. I mean, I get out and enjoy it during World Cup years. Not when it's here, you know, when I can go to a bar or something and celebrate with other people.
Yeah.
So.
Well, for those who live and work in Oakland, they don't have to go far, as there's a big watch party continuing to take shape at the Athletic Club. It's a sports bar in Oakland, hosting a viewing party for today's big World Cup draw.
Yeah, right off the corner of Grand and Webster. Sal Castaneda is there. It is loud there, and he's speaking with a Mexico fan right now. Hey, Sal.
Hey, Andre Garcia, not only a Mexico fan, you may know Jorge Leon as from the Oakland 68s, right?
Yeah, that's correct. You know, grew up in Oakland, supported everything Oakland here. So right now I'm supporting Mexico, and we can't wait for the World Cup.
Yeah, so it's nice to have this party. It's nice to have Oakland roots and the soul here representing Oakland. I want to ask you, because you're a Mexico fan, because you are Mexican, does that feel a little different? Because I think it does for people who are from that country. I heard someone saying earlier that when you follow your own country, it kind of hits different.
Yeah, it does. You know, I'm a first-generation Oakland Mexican, so my first love is soccer, and then second love is baseball. But first thing is my country, which is Mexico, and I grew up rooting for Chivas. I grew up, you know, living 2 years in Guadalajara, and so my family has deep roots in Mexico, and so that's why I grew up watching them, from Carlos Hermosillo to Ramon Ramirez, Luis Garcia. So all that is embedded in my genes, and so I can't say, you know, this is my first team.
Right. So I feel as if we were talking about this, you can say, when it comes to Mexico, you can say, we won or we lost because it's your country. It's different from, let's say, an American sport where it's a professional franchise.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, Mexico, like I said, is our country. It's embedded in my genes. I'm brown. That's we. It's we. You know, it's a whole. It's all of us. Even the undocumented that are out here that are all over the world. You know, it's we. But however, if it's Oakland, it's also we too.
That's right. Yeah, I know you're a big Oakland guy. So tell me, the group of death. We're talking about that. What do you want to happen essentially with this draw?
For us, it's always been tough to get the fifth game, so we want the easiest pathway to get the quinto partido and go from there. You know, that's the easiest pathway. No group of dead, hopefully. So we'll see with the draw.
And lastly, what is that beer you're drinking? A stout?
Yes, it's a stout. It's a Headlands local brewery. They didn't have Guinness here, but it's okay. You know, so I appreciate the local. And that's
Are you impressed with my beer knowledge? I knew that right away.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Jorge. All right, so people are here partying. It's such a good feeling to be here. I think that the people who are here are really into their team. Earlier, we did a survey from the question of the day, how many people are going to watch every single game. I think, Garcia and Andre, the people who are going to answer, I am watching every single game, are right here. At least some of them are right here in this bar.
Right. I know a big group say, like, I'll watch the highlights. Like this morning, it is for diehard soccer fans and to pull more people into that group. Sal, can I ask you real quick? You touched so beautifully on the fact that the Bay Area is so multicultural, you know, but like soccer also has a beautiful generational aspect to it as well.
It sure does. You know, I grew up in a Latino household, and we used to watch Pelé, and we used to go to El Salvador and watch we used to call it the Mundial, which means World Cup. And so it was big in Latino households. Soccer has been really big, and as I heard one of the reporters say earlier, this is truly the game that everyone in the world watches. It's different from, you know, your local football or American team. It just kind of feels different following it, and for many generations, my grandfather, my father, and then now me. So it is different. It's generational.
And Sal, separate from the households that, are used to soccer, are you seeing more people coming into the fold here, maybe, American football fans that are saying, hey, this is an interesting game? Because I always find it fascinating that in soccer, each player individually, they are at peak athletic performance because they are on the field for a straight, just competing nonstop, unlike American football. Do you see people that are in American football getting into soccer now, and what are you hearing as to why they're now clamping onto the game?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that more people are coming into the fold, and the reason I believe is, I'm on X, or it used to be called Twitter. I'm on social media a lot, and with the advent of social media, you can see people in real time. Like this morning, you can see all the tweets going up about the draw. And I think that has generated the excitement for people who are of that generation, who can just see it on their phone, right? So it's a little different from what it was in 1994 when we were just watching on television. All the platforms this morning are blowing up with this draw, soccer, and the World Cup.
Yeah, you couldn't always find it on television either back in the day. So now you can get it on all these different platforms for sure. Sal, thank you.
All right, we'll break Sal loose here as we were kind of counting down to the big announcements. Parties all across the Bay Area, the state, and beyond. We're going to give you a live look here at what's happening down in the South Bay. They are watching the 2026 World Cup final draw right along with us here. We've got a couple soccer experts in-house. We have our reporters at big watch parties. Jesse Gary claims it's a beautiful, warm Friday morning. He is with people who have put time in their day to make sure they get the very first news about what's happening as the World Cup continues to unfold. It's a huge day in sports. We'll be back.
American soccer players.
Yeah.
All right, you're watching. They just did the ceremonial pick of what would you say this is? They just pull the balls out of the host countries. You know, we knew what pot they were going to be in before this ever happened, but the heads of Canada, the United States, and Mexico were up there doing the ceremonial picking of the ball out of and presenting the teams. But we already knew that, so now we're going to get back to them, hopefully starting in a few minutes here, where each team will go into which group they will go. So we'll see that in just a second. Welcome back to Mornings on To The Nine. Frank, I wanted to ask you this here. You were kind of looking at some of the scenarios, the best and worst scenarios to play out here. Tell us what you're looking at here.
Yeah, for the U.S., I think you've got to try and avoid, already beat them in a friendly, but in a World Cup, a little bit different. Uruguay from pot 2, I think Egypt from pot 3, and Italy from pot 4. Those are the if Italy go through. Yes, I think that that'll be a tough draw if that happens. Yeah. And then the best is probably Australia, South Africa, New Zealand.
Those are the best case scenarios for the U.S.
Hoping for.
Yeah, all right. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for that. We'll see.
So, but both of you have more soccer experience than we will ever even hope to have. Yeah. Can I ask you, though, and I'll go back to you, Chris Dangerfield, do you prepare differently for the opponent, whether it's, you know, country A or country B? I mean, but if you're always at your best, how does that happen? Can you explain your response as a player in a team?
Well, only tactically. I think that you'll put the squad together. Pochettino will pick his team for the U.S. That will be his squad. You may want to rotate the players when you feel it's against an opponent you can not. Maybe a lesser opponent that you can play some of the players that weren't in the starting lineup for the first game against the more difficult opponents. But at the end of the day, you know, it's all about trying to maximize your squad. Tactically, you may have different aspects against different players in the team. Frank talked about Egypt being one of the potential a group of death, as it were, for the U.S. You know, they have Mo Salah playing for them as a Liverpool forward, as a fantastic footballer. You want to make sure you know what he's doing. You've got somebody on the left-hand side who's going to take care of him defensively. So there may be little things you may want to tweak for each opponent. But at the end of the day, I think really, until you get to that round of 16, as I mentioned, it's all about managing your squad the right way and getting the results to get out of that group.
All right. And I think we have James Torres back out at Thrive City. James, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, we're here at Thrive City. It's a decent little crowd out here. It's cold out here, so lots of beanies, lots of scarves. Jesse Gary, you got a lucky down there for you. And we are just waiting. You just saw the formality of the 3 leaders of the host nations pull out their official slips and designate them in their official groups. Now it gets real. Now we're waiting for the real opponents for each of the 3 host nations, specifically, of course, Team USA in Group D. So now we wait.
Are more people showing up, or like, because like we're getting down to the next minutes, we'll get some big answers here.
Yeah, I think we're still seeing some people slowly walk in here. Thrive City, as you know, an enormous space, a great space truly to see some of these watch parties. They used to do it for the Warriors playoffs game, so to do it and designate it for this World Cup draw. By the way, we're not just seeing USA fans. I think you saw that with Sal in Oakland. We're seeing Mexico fans here as well. I haven't seen anyone with Canada jerseys just yet, but you know, the Bay Area has a huge Mexico population around here, so there are some folks who are keeping an eye on Group A as well.
James, thank you. And Frank, there's an interesting stat I read. We only have a minute left here, but back when the World Cup was formed back in 1930, there was like one stadium in Montevideo, and now it's expanded to where you have to fly all over, you know, these different parts of the world to see the games. But do you think fans are okay with that, you know, investing in the travel to see these different games in different countries?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
You
fall in love with your country.
Yeah.
So you follow them anywhere to see them play. And yeah, it's going to be a great experience for people coming here for the first time to watch their country play. And yeah,
it's a great way to get people exposed to a different country too. Fantastic. When they come in and watch the World Cup.
Absolutely. Yes, it is.
All right, we're going to keep you guys here because we're going to keep going on Take 2. It's over on the Fox Local app. We're going deep into FIFA World Cup draw. We're into the final minutes here. We're going to be learning, you know, who's playing who. Before we get to that, though, you have been so great in answering. I love these finish the sentence questions, right? On this 2026 FIFA World Cup day, we asked you to finish the sentence. I am planning to. these percentages are holding pretty steady. Almost half say you plan to catch the highlights. That's good. We'll have that for you. 34% of you, more than a third, say you're going to watch every match, and we're proud to be your home for that here at KTVU Fox 2. You can answer the poll. Tell us what you plan on doing as we are just inching closer to the 2026 FIFA World Cup.
We'll leave you with a live look down at PayPal Park, where there's a watch party underway there right now. And stay with us. We're going to be streaming on the Fox Local Live with KTV.com. Welcome back to Take Two here, our special coverage of the FIFA World Cup draw for next year. And we're watching how this is going to really boil down. There's a performance happening right now, but they're going to start picking the teams, placing them in just a moment. We're going to have more information and analysis on that for you. I'm joined by Gassi Michaelian. We're also joined by Frank Yallop. He is a former MLS coach for the San Jose Earthquake. And we also have Chris Dangerfield. Thank you both so much for joining us this morning here on Take Two this morning, and an exciting day for us here.
Very exciting.
Chris, we were just talking a moment ago about the number of games. You know, we've gone up now. We're playing 48 teams. There was talk, you said, that going up even higher than that, but that limits where or which countries can host the games. Is that one of the reasons why we have it in several different countries, Canada, North America, and Mexico, or U.S. and Mexico, or is it just because this is considered North America and CONCACAF?
Well, in '94, when the World Cup was here, it was very successful, financially for FIFA as well, right? And so the US is a perfect scenario for a world event like this, and so many teams participating. There's talk about going to 64. I think 48's enough.
That's really I mean, 64's a lot.
A lot of teams. Yeah. But to have that, you need to have the infrastructure of not only the stadiums, but also the ability for people to get from city to city. And the US, once again, is perfect for that. But being such a large country, going forward in 2030, they're talking about it being in Morocco, Portugal and Spain.
But two of those countries, do they have the and Portugal and Morocco are the ones I'm thinking of off the top of my head. Spain, yeah. But do they have the infrastructure in those countries, or is it just going to be based on the region that you're in?
Well, certainly Portugal and Spain have massive leagues, and they have not only the first division, but probably second, third, and fourth divisions. So plenty of stadiums for sure. In Morocco, it certainly is a country that is actually doing well. The game is growing so much there. Their under-17s just competed in the U17. I think they got to the final against Portugal. The U20s did beat the US in the U20 World Cup that just played, and they qualified for the World Cup again. So that's a very much of a growing nation when it comes to world soccer.
So, Frank, I'm going to lob you like a total softball here, right? Why do you think soccer is such an international sport? I mean, I've heard people say it's because all you need is a ball, no major equipment, you know, you have to spend a ton of money, get a special field. I mean, why do you think it's so popular?
Well, I think you hit every.
I mean,
every point, you know,
that's
basically.
really it?
It
I
really
think
is.
so. I
yes.
really do. I think so too. You don't even like when on soccer fields in Jamaica, where I was born. There's nothing that you really need to have except that ball, and you can even use a couple of crates as your end goal. That's it. Okay. And I remember kicking the ball around, and we didn't have like a big net or anything.
Right.
And you can go to any part. You can go into the first part of the country in Jamaica, the most rural areas, and you can have a soccer field because it's so simple to have.
Work.
Yes.
And I really believe that it just really comes down to that why it's so popular and it's spread. American football, you have to have a lot. And we've even done stories on it here. You have to have all the helmet,
the padding, and the mouth guard,
shoes,
and
everything. You have to have none of that.
Yeah, I mean, I will say,
just
like,
athletic ability.
Those sports that take a lot of equipment, like you're unfortunately kind of like you're wiping out those families who can't afford to do that, right? And like we're living in this era of like travel ball and getting on airplanes, but like soccer is anywhere.
You're getting some world stars that now on the internet or social media are all over the world. So they're following them all the time.
Yeah.
So the sport's just growing and growing.
An organic growth.
Really growing.
Oh, I love it.
They'll even say the same thing about baseball. I mean, baseball, you don't need as many things, as you do in American football. You need a little bit more, but soccer is just it's just a really simple. Let me say the thing about cricket, too.
I would add to that the historical value, the generational aspect. We were talking to the fan from Mexico and talking about his grandfather used to and his great-grandfather, etc. So the history of the game in Europe and around the world, the game of soccer. And I think that is so important to the way that all these different countries have the passion for the game. It's been built into them for years and years and years, so it's a generational thing as well.
So it's getting so popular in this country too. I mean, way back when Chris was playing in the NSL.
That long ago, huh?
I mean, it wasn't
I don't want to bring
back.
that. I don't want to bring that up too early, but I'm going to bring that. But it was a very popular sport. But I was there when David Beckham arrived in LA.
Wild.
So talk about global.
Right.
Totally changed the whole.
That was a big defining moment
change.
there.
And then now we got one of the best players ever to play the sport in MLS.
Exactly.
Lionel Messi. So it's really grown in this country, but around the world, it's
already solid.
It's on people's minds all the time.
So in another generation or two, I think you're gonna see something. I mean, it's big now, but it's not like it's still the world still has an upper hand in terms of the fandom around soccer. But to see these soccer stadiums go up around the country is amazing to me.
Gosh, by now it's been more. Oh my gosh, almost 30 years? I forget. 25-ish years ago, we went on a big old family trip to Armenia, and we saw, I believe, Armenia play Greece. It was my first professional soccer match. It was bonkers.
I'm telling you.
Bonkers. And I didn't know hardly anything. I mean, I was like on the strawberry shortcakes in Livermore back when I was 6, but it was really intense and amazing. And you had 2-year-olds up to 87-year-olds. It was, I mean, it spoke to exactly what the two of you were describing.
Well, countries will shut down work for their team, so everyone can watch their country play.
And I should also point out, like, even the stadiums, like, they don't have to be very sophisticated.
Right.
They don't have to be like, these multi-billion-dollar stadiums that we see right now in some of these countries. I mean, the one I used to go see soccer in back in Jamaica wasn't like the ones you see here, these fancy soccer stadiums. So any country could really get in and compete on this if you get the right players together. So,
I remember the strawberry shortcakes. They were pretty good.
They were very good, followed by the firecrackers. And my career ended there. Someone else who has a far more illustrious career than I did are James Torres. He's been a player. I believe you coach soccer as well, James. I know he's quite the athlete. He's quite the reporter and anchor. I mean, do you want to speak to all this about what what soccer means to you and what it means to the community? Well, thank you. Not to brag.
I will tell you a fun story from just this qualifying round alone. So my family is from Nicaragua. I don't think I will ever see Nicaragua qualify for a World Cup in my lifetime. However, as you know, geographically there are all these rivalries, lots of rivalries with countries like Honduras and El Salvador. During this World Cup qualifying campaign, Honduras played against Nicaragua. Honduras needed one more win to qualify, and they lost to Nicaragua 2-0. Nicaragua had no fight in the game. There was no reason. It wasn't like they had any stakes. They were already eliminated from the contention. But Honduras had to win that one more game. They lose to Nicaragua. They go into another match, end up tying that one 1-1, and then they were eliminated from qualifying for the World Cup. So Nicaragua had a single game hand play in that, which I thought was absolutely awesome. My family went nuts over it. So we are still here at Thrive City right now. Some of the Bay Area Host Committee guys are on the podium talking about, of course, the World Cup draw. They're doing a little trivia right now. They're giving away these little miniature tiny soccer balls. Honestly, I think we're just kind of killing time until this World Cup draw finally begins. Everyone is so anxiously waiting to see what teams are going to be placed in Group D. There's a guy out here decked out in some Brazil gear. He's play me some drum. Play me some drum.
World Cups. How many women's World Cups?
He doesn't want to interfere with the guys who are talking here. But he was telling us that he went to a '94 World Cup game where Brazil played. There he goes. There he goes. We'll be talking with him once we see Brazil get selected for one of these groups. We're going to have a little fun here because it's Thrive City, it's a Friday, and we're talking about the World Cup draw.
Let's see that
I've got
kick,
two
James.
soccer balls here.
Let's see it.
I'm going for that upper corner, that number 4. You see what I'm talking about?
All right. Yeah.
I'm going to get 2 chances. I have not practiced one bit. Let's give it a shot. Too low, not enough power.
Oh, he was going forward. So
I got 3.
Yeah.
All right,
got 3. Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, very good. That's big time.
That's how we
Very
do
good.
it.
All right.
That's how we do it. Anyway, so let's give you one last look here of what we're seeing here at Thrive City. Again, Bay Area Host Committee guys, they're just having some fun with the squad out here. I've seen USA jerseys, I've seen Mexico jerseys. I just showed you the gentleman who was decked out and all the Brazil stuff too. Again, all anxiously awaiting to see who is going to play who is going to play the US, who is going to play Mexico, and then come this time tomorrow, we will find out which of those matches will be coming here to the San Francisco Bay Area. Start planning your FIFA World Cup experience because it is going to be a blast, and there are a lot of plans underway, not just down where Levi Stadium is in Santa Clara, but all over in San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Lots to do all over the place over the next 180 days.
Okay, so James, I'm going to put you on notice. When we see you next here in Take Two, we're going to have to take a quick break right now. Can you do the thing where you like dribble the ball on your knees? Okay, so I'm sure he can. You're laughing. We'll put you on the spot. So
we'll give it a try, I guess.
Okay, James can do anything. We have to take a quick break. Things are really heating up here. We're getting very close to the final draw, so we'll take a short break on Take Two.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Stick with us.
Let's see if we can do it. Welcome back. It's a big day here. It's the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw. We should be learning any minute now which countries will play which other countries. We have two longtime soccer experts with us, Chris Dangerfield, Frank Yolliff. We were talking a minute ago about how, especially for the smaller countries, this can really, elevate not just a team, but a people.
Yes. Well, we just mentioned in Haiti.
Yeah. Haiti,
because they're in the World Cup, and it's amazing that they're in there because we're hosting, the CONCACAF countries are hosting. They give a chance of making it, and he did.
This
That's
is
amazing.
great. That was great news because of all the political turmoil in that country.
Yes.
They've just had a rough few years, natural disasters.
Yeah. Yes.
So when I heard their name pop up, I'm like, oh, this is fantastic news for a country that's in such bad shape. What went through your mind when you saw that they were part of
the same thing?
Yeah.
Yes, very excited for them because they usually don't get a chance to play in this sort of stage.
Yeah.
At this stage, I should
amazing.
say. So, because Canada, Mexico, and the US are usually taking those spots.
Exactly.
But, Panama are in there. They're a strong side from a country from CONCACAF. Which is exciting, and Carousel, which is, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it right.
Curacao, no, you got
Carousel.
it, yeah. Tiny place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing that, hopefully a lot of visitors come from there
That'd be kind of cool.
to watch their team. So, it's pretty exciting.
Tickets are going for a little bit of money, from what I can understand. I mean, we talk about soccer being such an accessible sport, but, at a certain level, the World Cup can't be for everyone.
Yeah.
Well, all the big sporting events are that way,
true.
right?
Super Bowl,
obviously, the Olympics will be that way as well. And it's unfortunate because obviously a lot of corporate work, but that's how they can pay for a lot of the stuff that goes on with the corporate. But the fans will travel. And I think somebody's mentioned '94 and how Brazil came to Los Gatos and took over the whole city, and it was colourful, and it was singing, and it was dancing in the streets. And you'll see those groups of people, whether they come from Curacao, whether they come from Haiti, wherever they come from, they will come to the United States and they'll make it colourful. And the games especially will have the drums and the singing and the dancing. And
what's the vuvu? Am I saying it right?
Vuvuzela.
Yes. Right.
That was the most annoying World Cup ever because I could not hear anything. And you're watching the game, and the vuvuz, and they just kept. What was it? Brazil there?
Brazil was
20 years
South
ago.
Africa, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was South Africa. You're right.
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. I had one of those vuvuzelas.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I think hopefully they're banned now.
They are
banned
because you couldn't hear.
No.
You're trying to watch the game. You're trying to listen to the commentators, and all you hear with the vuvuzelas playing the entire during the entire World Cup. That was annoying.
And here we are, all these years later, still talking about it.
I'm still talking about it because
it worked.
It's stuck in your head, but it was quite annoying. Yeah.
This year we could have Scottish bagpipes as well, so that could be worse. You never know.
I actually like bagpipes. I don't mind bagpipes.
I mean, it got ridiculous. Like literally, if you're in a stadium with 30,000 people, like 25,000 had those vuvuzelas, and you could not hear anything. And I still hear the noise in my head.
Yes.
It's still stuck in there, just like.
So let me ask. So as a player, do you hear all that? I mean, or do you tune it out?
Not really. Yeah, you don't hear too much. If you're doing something wrong, you can hear your coach. But no, you can't. You tune it out. You just get on with the game, and it's just you're focusing on what's on the field, basically.
Yeah.
You can hear some, chanting and stuff. Especially when you're winning, you like hearing chanting.
Then you open your ear a little. What now? What did you say?
Keep going. And you're playing well. Yeah. When you're losing, you don't want to hear the boos. You
tune it out. Focus.
Exactly.
But there's different type of supporting though. There's the vuvuzelas, but there's also. I mentioned the Scottish fans, the Tartan Army. They're fantastic. I mean, they go into a stadium. First of all, they drink all the beer, but then they also they're so loud and singing non-stop from the first whistle to the final whistle. And I think that that kind of support drives the team on. Hopefully. And I'm hoping seriously that the US fans come out and support USA.
I really do too.
It has to happen because we know we live in a country that has so many different immigrants that are living in the country as well. And in the past, if the US is playing, for example, Panama, it's 50-50 on fans. I think the US fans need to come out and support their team this year.
I just want to point out, I was back visiting my family back up in England last month. And I have family that live in Manchester, and I have family that live in London. And of course, we have those two competing teams.
Yep.
Yeah, Manchester United, Arsenal. So, and so I asked them both, and they're both. It is crazy how entrenched each family member is, whether you live in Manchester or you live in London, of which team that you support. And my aunt put it perfectly. She's like, we're up here in Manchester. I mean, London always gets all the love, so we're going to root for our team and celebrate them as much as we can. And every time they beat, they beat Arsenal, we're going for it. So I just love to see that camaraderie when you talk about a sports team and what it really means to a community.
Yes.
What it meant to Manchester, because Manchester is kind of like the one that, the stepchild you have.
Like the also-ran,
the also-ran team. And that's why you have such passionate fans for Manchester United teams.
So much rivalries. You got Arsenal, Tottenham's just down the road.
Yeah, Tottenham's another big one.
Yeah, you can go on and on. Man City, Manchester United. It's kind of family things as well. Your granddad and his dad, and it goes down the generations that you don't like the opposition. It's great, though.
What the World Cup does, though, it takes those United fans and Arsenal fans and Spurs fans and Villa fans, puts them all together as England, right? And the same thing happens in all those different countries. So they become, as I think it was James mentioned, becomes we rather than
yes.
I like that. All right, we have to take a quick pause. When we come back, we'll see if James can do the thing with the soccer ball in the knees. We'll talk to our Jesse Gary, who's down in the South Bay. We're getting very close here down to the final draw for World Cup 2026. Right back here on Take Two this morning. Okay, you guys, we put him to the test. Let's see if James Torres can do it, if he can juggle that soccer ball. Look at this. Oh, James, he can do any,
James, the coach said it was impressive.
Yeah.
Coach Fred.
I think James is just being modest.
Right. But now he got nervous. He got nervous.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. James Torres showing us that, once again, he knows exactly what he's doing. You're a good sport, James.
Brilliant,
Thank
James.
you.
Nice work.
To get praise like that from Frank Yallop and Chris Dangerfield, they're like, he knows what he's doing. And so he did it. He rose to the occasion. Well, it's a big day for world soccer.
The kick that we saw earlier, too, shows that he kind of knows what he's doing there a little bit with the soccer ball. All right, let's get over to Jesse Gary. He is live down at PayPal Park where it is warm. Jesse, you're in the shade now, it looks like. Oh, there you go. The quarter zip, rocking the quarter zip.
I'm proving to Garcia that it is in fact warming up out here.
Okay,
You have
I
people out here
believe
with short sleeve shirts, and I'm going to put this right on the ground. Garcia will get the bill for that later. So everyone is sitting here on the lawn, just kind of waiting for the draw. You know, they're dragging this thing out, but the people are just sitting, waiting patiently for the draw to happen. Jerry, if you come back over to the left, you see kids are over here playing lawn ball and cornhole, and they're just whoa, that's fast pitch softball. So you know, they're just trying to entertain themselves as they wait for this for the draws to happen, and they can find out which teams are going into which you know, buckets, etc. And so that's all that's going on. Everybody's kind of watching the screen and enjoying the rising temperatures. I said it when I said warm, I didn't mean like hot, but I mean it was 40 degrees, maybe 39 this morning in the South Bay. And as the sun has come up, it is definitely warmed up. So it feels like it's around 60 right now, which is pretty nice.
Yeah,
so
that's actually
a lot of people are taking off their jackets. A lot of people have short sleeve shirts on and just enjoying. If you're in the shade, it's cold, but if you're in the sun, it feels pretty nice. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're just waiting. We're hoping and waiting, and we can. What do they do? What does Megan do when she says wrap? Maybe they could just do that and just kind of shorten this and just get to the part where we get the draw.
Yeah, they are stretching this out. Even the coaches here, Chris and Frank, they're like, man, what is going on?
It's called milking it.
Yeah,
That's what
they're
it's called.
milking the. I mean, they're bringing out everyone slowly but surely. They got Tom Brady, they got Shaq and Kevin Hart standing next to each other to show off.
Which
I don't
is
know
like...
what, you know, just a weird thing.
And I said they need to put some kind of like ramp or platform, just so if Kevin Hart's going to be next to somebody like Aaron Judge or Heidi Klum, that he could step up on something.
Put him on a crane.
Like
so they can lower, you know.
Yes, he looks terrible. Anyway, Ryan, you didn't have to do that. This is so sweet. Ryan, this is Ryan. He's a spokesperson for the Sharks. He's going to be up in the station shortly, right? Yeah. You didn't have. I was going to say you didn't have to pick up the coat, and then he threw it back down on the ground.
You were about to interview me.
I know, but he's going to take it from you. And he threw. Does anybody want a coat? But you're headed up to the station, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Say hi to Gus.
Hey, hi, Garcia. How you doing?
We can't wait to see you. Thank you so much. We'll break you guys loose so you can make the drive on up here. Things are, I mean, like we're down to the final minutes here. Jesse, Gary, thank you. Jesse's such a good sport. Just like, I mean, props to Jesse. Everybody there at PayPal Park got free donuts, free coffee. 500 people got a World Cup scarf, so they are ready to go. We are waiting like things are getting very serious. We're watching the live feed of the World Cup draw. So
we were really hoping to get
second now we should know
learn something earlier.
Who's playing who?
But we were hoping to learn earlier, but it's been going on for almost 90 minutes now since the actual event started, and still no clue yet on what's going to happen. Frank, this seems a little stretched out to you, huh?
It is stretched out, yes.
Any notes that you're looking forward to here?
I'm just thinking about me and Chris were driving up, and who's favourite? You know, who's the favourite to win it?
Are they drawing now? I'm watching Tom Brady.
They've actually picked up a ball out of a pot. Here we go.
Yes, Brazil.
Okay, so
Tom
Brady.
It's just, they're putting them in the groups.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is not...
There's no one against each other
means nothing.
yet.
I jumped the gun.
No.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Back to what you were saying.
So what you're saying.
Yeah, just, you know, Spain playing so well. Argentina defending champions. You know, you got France, you got England, you got Brazil, you got Portugal. They're all top teams that are fantastic individual players. That it's exciting. It really is. It's open. You know, I can't see anyone from pot 2 winning it, but I guess you never know.
But no Croatia, Morocco, Colombia. I mean,
it's going to get tough.
These teams
to beat anybody in that, you know. Obviously, USA, Canada, and Mexico are obviously hosting. They're already in, but the other countries, you just look at the powerhouses they are. And it's going to take some team to beat any of those.
Well, we talked about how well Morocco's done in the qualifying as well. And one other team that's done unbelievable in the qualifying is Japan.
Yes.
They've won all their games, and they've scored 51 goals in their and they're obviously qualifying from a lesser federation, as it were, right? But at the end of the day, they've done very well as well. Another country that just seems to have been growing and growing and growing with the sport. And I mentioned how well Morocco's done in qualification and how good their youth teams are doing as well. So that's for the future. But right now, they're just picking all the teams that are going to be in which pot. The number 1 pot is going to go into which group.
And then, the group stage comes after this.
So then they'll do pot 2, and they'll match them up in that regard. But speaking of favourites, I mean, obviously everybody talks about Spain, and even though they have got probably got one of the players that will be one of the stars of the tournament in a young player from Barcelona called Lamine Yamal. He's just 16 or 17.
Oh, he's 18 now.
18 now?
Oh, he's getting old. He's getting older.
He just turned.
18,
Do you have to
19,
be
yeah.
18? I mean, well, no, I guess no.
Any age, yeah.
If you got boots, you can play. Yeah, it's as simple as
No,
that.
I guess
really,
I'm sorry. I guess I meant like for World Cup for professional.
Yeah.
No, it's no.
There's no age limit. Okay.
Really?
Wow. That's interesting.
Oh my God.
I think there's been Pele played at 16, I think, didn't he?
I think he was, I want to say 16 in 58. He scored 3 in the final.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. 16?
Yeah, he was 16, yeah.
I guess that's why he's a legend, huh?
What were you doing at 16, Andre Sr.?
Screwing around.
Right.
Screwing around. Not taking life seriously.
That's stunning. And then for him to have such a long career, I mean, you know, like the time, the decades that he's...
definitely.
Wow, I did not know
I think me and Chris are both born in England. So it's one of those... England need to do well in a World Cup. And do well.
Okay.
Finally, maybe because '66 was the last time they won it.
Yeah,
it's the birth of the game and all these things that go, and it's coming home, and all that stuff goes on and on. Why don't you bring it home, though?
Yeah.
You know, it's about time, because they got some talented, great players. You know, with Bellingham, Harry Kane, and all these guys, Foden, and amazing. You know, I think Declan Rice is going to have a good tournament. Plays for Arsenal club-wise, and it's about time they kind of stepped up and did take it home.
Something, yeah.
I think so. I think they're one of the favourites, but it's just, you know, you got to get through the big boys.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, we also talked about different aspects of the World Cup and where it's located. One of the big things you have to take into account when the games start playing is going to be where they're located because of the weather. I mean, if you're playing in a warm, humid area, a little bit of favoritism there for the South American teams. That's why Brazil always does well in the Americas. Only one team, I believe, has ever won in this kind of region in South America, and that was Germany back in the day.
Interesting.
So the weather can be an aspect of this as well, because teams from Europe, Norway, we talked about Norway, Erling Haaland, they don't play so much in humid hot weather,
like,
you know what I mean?
Like a Brazil or something like that, or you know, Mexico, let's say. But the from Vancouver to here to Mexico City, I mean, and the time of the year, it won't be drastically different, will it? I mean, what's your opinion on where they're playing?
Not drastically different in, you know, June and July, but it could be humid in, you know, in the south of the States. So I agree with Chris. It's tough to.
But if you're you know, Norway playing, you know, it still might be a touch different.
Yeah, it is just what you're used to. And most of these players now, the top players, are playing in Europe.
Yeah.
So it's mainly cold most of the time.
Okay.
And they don't play their league games in the summer either.
Yeah.
They play everything.
Wow.
They're off for the summer, and obviously World Cup and tournaments they're involved. But their league stuff is they're off for the summer, so they're not used to that weather climate.
Wow.
That won't affect the U.S., obviously, because they're going to be in L.A. and Seattle.
Yeah.
And they're going to be indoor, potentially, and Lumen Field is fairly domed as well, right? So that certainly won't affect them, but other teams that may be located and based in Dallas, those type of areas, that could be very humid.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hot that time of the year in Dallas, for sure.
I'm expecting the three host countries to get out of their groups. I think they will.
You think so?
I do. I think Canada's doing really well since I finished coaching them. They really picked up now. The resources are there. The players are playing. They go through all the academies. Many of the Toronto FC Academy. A lot of players are coming from there. And Montreal do a good job. And Vancouver, obviously, where I'm based too. And they're just doing. And they're playing in Europe, and they're getting really good competition. And it just elevates their game. Mexico, going through me and Chris were talking about going through a sticky patch for them because they're a powerhouse in this region, but they can get it going for the World Cup. And playing at home, you always have an advantage, especially in Mexico. I played it in Mexico City at Azteca, and that's a tough one.
Is it?
120,000 fans, high noon, boiling hot. Just talk about weather.
That time of the year,
a tough one. And it's a tough place to go. So I expect the three host countries to go out of their group. If you can win it, like Chris said earlier, that's great because you get a bit of a better draw the next round.
Wow. Okay.
You get a lesser team, but still, it's going to be tough. But we'll see what it brings.
So we're still waiting on the draw. Just, you know, we're going to hang out. We are extending this whole Take Two This Morning business until we get that draw done. So that's why we get to stay with you a little bit longer here. You know, as we're waiting for the draw, we talk about these teams that have like worked so hard. I mean, you know, nutrition, fitness, sleep, like the whole, right? How much of who wins is based on the hand you're given, the draw, versus the team and player preparation? Like, can one overcome the other?
It's a bit of both, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Is it equal, though?
The draw is critical to start off with because you want to try and get through, and obviously qualify at that group stage, make it to the round of 16, and then that's where the other aspects of what you just talked about, and that's just team preparation. I mean, the bigger countries, they travel, they have their own nutritionists, their own chefs, they have their own trainers, they have their own physical staff.
Private planes.
They have a kit man.
Yeah.
Yeah. They got everything, right?
Wait, what's a kit man?
It's what it just takes
equipment manager.
When you take your kids off and throw it on the ground, somebody's got to wash it.
You mean they have a mother?
Exactly.
Okay. Poor Andre gets to hear about, what it's like for me
it's
to
the
have
strawberry shortcakes again. Here we go.
There you go. There you go. I don't think we had a kit man back on the strawberry shortcakes, but we have a little bit of, hopefully, we're walking toward a development here. I think our
Pot 2 teams are about to be drawn here. That's what we are hearing from the producer. So we're waiting for that to come up at the moment. So after this, in March, is when we have the playoffs, right, Frank?
Yes, sorry.
So talk to us a little bit about the next steps of that.
Yeah, so the playoffs are the top seeded teams at home, and it's a one game only. So if they win, they go to the World Cup, basically.
Go to the World Cup right after that.
Italy are playing Ireland. I have to look it up. I'm sorry. I should have.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
So
there's some really good teams in that.
All right, Pot 2 starting right now. So let's see if we can. We're watching off to the side here as this is playing out, and we're going to get reaction from our experts as they are getting ready to announce the Pot 2 teams.
Some good teams in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Wow. Okay.
Going down that list, I mean, Croatia's always a top team, and Morocco I've spoken about a lot. Uruguay, the US just beat them 5-1 in a game, in a friendly, but they are a good team as well, coached by Marcel Bielsa.
So Shaquille O'Neal just drew the first ball for Pot 2, am I right?
Yeah, Korea.
And it said Korea, South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea, yeah. And they're competing with Mexico in Pot 2.
Okay.
I think it's about to come up on the screen here. Stand by. Yeah, Mexico and
they'll
Korea,
be happy with that.
Group A, yeah?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I think they'll be happy with that, yes.
Why do you say that?
Just Mexico at home.
Yeah.
Korea. Maybe not a powerhouse, but, I shouldn't say it.
Gotcha.
They've qualified well, but it's just the size of the country. Yeah, just the feeling of.
But now we have Canada and Switzerland together. What do you think about those two matchups there?
Switzerland's a tough one.
Yeah.
They're a decent side. Got some good players, obviously. Not an easy one. But again, I don't think there's any easy game in this draw.
Yeah.
But Chris, you were saying
tough.
Chris, I think you were saying Canada was doing pretty well. So when you see that matchup with Switzerland, what are your thoughts?
Well, actually, I think that Canada's under Jesse Marsh has got a lot of stability. They're very aggressive the way they play, but I think that's a decent draw. Not a great draw for Canada. The Mexico-Korea one, I like that. Favoring Mexico a little bit.
Sure.
If that had been the US that got Korea and they're playing in Los Angeles, there's a lot of Koreans in there. And there'd be a lot of support for them as well. And they also have a player called, top player is called Son Heung-min, who plays for LAFC, who's based in Los Angeles as well.
Group C, we have Brazil and Morocco, and up next we're going to see who the U.S. is going to be playing here in Pot 2. Group D, Shaq pulling out the name. Let's see what he unfurls here in just a moment. Let's see. I want to get the reaction from both of these experts here. Australia
versus U.S.
So from the Oceania crew. So, Chris, what do you think of this matchup, USA and Australia?
That's a fantastic draw for the US. I really do. And I think when you look at the teams that just went ahead of him, Morocco going into Group C to play Brazil, that's a great draw for Australia. And we talk about that. I'm not saying it's an easy game, but it's going to be an easier game than if you were playing Morocco.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I wanted to get your thoughts on.
I would say they were hoping for that.
Yes.
Pochettino's happy right now.
Yeah, I mean, Australia, how have they been playing? How have they been playing recently when compared to the U.S.?
Well, they're not in the Oceania group now. They're in. I think the group they're in. But they're always a good side. A lot of players play in Europe.
Okay.
But I think they'll be happy with that draw for sure.
All right, Group
Germany
E,
versus Ecuador.
Germany and Ecuador.
See, that's a tough game for Germany as well. Ecuador's qualified with only letting 5 goals in throughout all the qualification games. They're very good defensive teams.
Wow.
And defensive teams that come in and they shut things down, you can drop points. You can get 1 point for the tie, 3 for the win. And so I can see them getting ties in against Germany in that group as well.
So that should be an exciting game.
Yeah,
then,
so that's not an easy draw for Germany.
Okay, all right, that's going to be an exciting game. We watch Netherlands and Japan facing off in Group F. And next up we have Belgium. We're going to see what's going to be drawn coming up from that one. Shaq pulling those numbers. What do you got, Shaq? Iran.
Wow.
Iran. I thought they were boycotting the game. That's the last I heard.
They
right?
showed up, apparently.
They showed up, apparently, yeah. But there we go. What do you guys think of this matchup with Belgium and Iran? Any thoughts?
No, not really.
Yeah.
The unknown in Iran. I mean, they're always a good side when they come to the World Cup, and organised and difficult to play against. I think Belgium would be happy with that.
Yeah,
they're not
comfortable for Belgium. They've got a
so.
very experienced team, Belgium, a lot of top players, starting with Kevin De Bruyne, but all EPL, very good stars. They will, in the group stage, they will do very well. I think Belgium, as the tournament goes on and you're playing so many games, they're a little bit aged as far as their squad, a little bit older.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Interesting. Okay, so we'll see how that...
Okay, so hold on. Aged is how old?
You know, in the 30s.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Mid-30s.
Mid-30s. You know, because we talked a minute ago about how, you know, you've got kids playing, you know, before they're losing their teeth, and then you can, at a certain point, it does not become possible on the professional level. So mid-30s it is.
It is.
Woo!
Yes.
Okay.
All right. France is up now.
Back to the draw here on this World Cup
Just
day.
glossed over that, though. Spain got Uruguay.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That's a tough one. That's a really good draw. That is
It's a good
for
matchup,
Spain.
though, right?
That's
good.
That's going to be a very good matchup.
A good game, as we say. Okay.
Well-coached team, Uruguay. They'll be tough to play against.
They do very well in tournaments.
They're
tough to play against.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yep.
And then I think France got, let's see here, they got Senegal? Yep. All right. What do you guys think of that matchup?
Yeah.
And France is,
I think they're, you know, I would say they're happy with that. You know, you can't get away. They're going to be a good, decent side, Senegal, but, you know, France would be happy and expect to win.
So Argentina,
if that's their first game, France, then they'll be a very athletic team, Senegal. I mean, they'll be fighting like crazy in that game. I don't see an upset because France is such a good team.
Okay.
Along with France, along with Spain, one of the favorites.
That's what I was curious about. We also saw Argentina, who's going to be playing at Levi Stadium, and they're going to be going up. I missed. Here we come again. Okay, they're going to be playing Austria. Yeah.
What do you think?
European team.
Defending champs.
Defending champs. You expect them to be happy with that as well. I keep saying that word, happy, but you know, not worried about it. They should be comfortable.
Okay. All right. That's going to be an interesting game as well. Everyone wants to see that. And that's going to be big. If that happens, when that happens here at Bay Area Stadium, that should be the Argentina-Austria game. When Argentina comes here, I mean, we'll see who they'll play, but it'll be an interesting game, and we'll see a lot of fans here, I think.
A lot of number 10 shirts knocking around that day, I would think. Argentinian and also Miami. Miami pink shirt with Messi on the back, which would be great to see.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah. All right, Portugal and Colombia. Yeah. All right, let's say, gentlemen, England's up next. Let's see who you're going to. You guys have Oh, my goodness, Croatia.
Oof.
Yeah. Croatia, Chris, you said, that's a good team. What do you guys think of this matchup here? You know,
probably one of the better teams in Pot 2, to be honest. And they're European, obviously, so England will be used to the style.
Okay, all right.
So I think that's not a bad one for them.
Okay, all right.
Another team with a lot of quality. A lot of the players on the Croatian national team will be looking at this being their last World Cup. Just a little bit like what I mentioned, which one it was, I can't remember now, but anyway.
Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium. But I think that England should be comfortable with that game. But being early in the tournament, teams like Croatia and Belgium, I think they're going to get tired, especially if the weather's hot, as they get into that 6th, 7th game, if they get that far. So, but early on, they're a quality team.
But when you guys factor in weather, as you know, folks that have been on the top of the game here, when you factor in weather, how crucial is that, as you've seen over the last several World Cups, playing into how these teams are doing when they're competing?
Well, I think, was it Ireland in one of the World Cups? Wasn't 94, I don't know. They played in New York and it was like 110.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, they were really struggling.
Wow.
Really
Wow.
struggling.
Wow.
So it does play into it, but you're hoping it's not that much, or that high, but the cities they're playing in, it shouldn't be too high. But yeah, it does factor in, though.
Yeah.
You know? Hydration and the heat is difficult to play.
So I maybe it makes sense, some kind of sense that we're going all the way from Vancouver all the way down to Mexico City. You know, these teams have a chance to play in differing types of weather. You know, even Kansas City and Dallas. Kansas City, I guess, could get pretty hot during the time when the World Cup.
Guadalajara could get hot. Mexico City,
I mean, there's no question. Vancouver, you know, the temperature is a little bit more stable for some teams, but you know, you don't have these drastic, unless there's some sort of weird event. You know,
yeah, it's semi-indoors as well. They've got a roof
right,
that they open up, but it's basically an indoor, so it's, you can maybe air condition it a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
so they'll have a climate control situation for them.
Yes,
but Guadalajara, I think that place gets. I mean, it's going to be. That's not covered, that stadium. I don't think.
No,
is it?
No. It's the one thing that you can't control as a coach, as a federation, when you're getting ready for the games, is what time are they going to play the games, because the games are going to be televised worldwide, and so if you do get that draw and you're playing a game in Guadalajara and it's a 12 o'clock noon kickoff, it's going to be warm, and you certainly can't prepare for that one as a nation, as a club, as an organization.
There's no way to really train beyond what you normally.
And there's altitude as well to deal with the Mexico City.
Right.
So, but your training will build up to that.
Sure.
You know, if you know you're going there as a country, you're going to be building up to that. But it still doesn't.
It's not. You'll never match because you know, the other team trains in that all the time.
Right.
So yeah,
they actually like it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Let's bring things back at home here. We had Jesse Gary down in the South Bay, of course. The entire Bay Area is ready for the World Cup next year. Levi Stadium, we're not calling it that. Bay Area Stadium is going to have 2 Group J matches. This means there's a high chance that Argentina or Lionel Messi will play one match here in the Bay Area. If that happens, do you expect, I mean, are those like the diehard soccer fans? Is it the casual observer? What, is it everybody?
Everybody.
First you, then you. What do you think that would be like? Pandemonium.
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to see that game.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it could be Messi's last one.
I was going to, and he's
Messi's
how old now?
Yeah. He's 38, 39.
Okay.
Maybe I'm guessing a little bit here, but he's getting up there, so this will be his last.
Yeah, because
you would think, but you know, I think we said that about Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, his last tournament. He's 40, 41. He's still going, it's amazing. So
things have changed.
I just think the longevity of the players now, because of Chris mentioned it earlier, nutrition, diet, you know, all the things that go in it.
There's a lot more.
A lot of.
I mean, Tom Brady shows it best, doesn't he? When you have a very strict.
It's like a whole machine around you.
Things are different now.
You've got so much support and everything you need to be a great player. Not just your skills on the field. Off it,
right.
And that's important.
Right.
Yeah. Mexico just got South Africa in their group.
Is that good,
so
or what do you
pot
think?
3. That's another good draw for Mexico.
Yeah.
I think that they, you know, if you talk about a country that will be comfortable playing in warm weather potentially, but other than that, I think that they're a lower-ranked team. It's a kind of draw that Mexico, I think, needed to be able to get out of their group and win their group. That's so far a very good one for them. And Canada. Paul Qatar. What do you think of that one, Frank?
I think they'll like that one. Yeah, I would like that one if I was still coaching, but I think I'd be pleased with that, Jesse. Yeah.
Or Paraguay.
We're watching the draw as it happens here in case you happen to be joining us. Wait a minute, Take Two this morning is going a little bit long.
Next is the U.S. group as you look live at the different watch parties.
I think the Paraguays, the Egypts, it's like you don't really know how they're going to come out. You know,
well, it makes it a little bit more interesting.
It really does.
Yeah,
there's no form guide that you can go to.
Yeah.
But they may not put Paraguay in that group with Brazil because you can't have 2 from the same federation. So they've just moved Paraguay to the U.S. group.
Okay.
So you can't have 2 from the same federation in a group. So Brazil and obviously Paraguay are both from CONMEBOL.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've slid that one over. So now the U.S. has Paraguay. So far, it's a really good draw for the U.S. It really is as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
When you think of some of those other names that could be thrown around.
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast, yeah.
The dreaded Norway hasn't come out yet either. No. So
that's true,
that's right there. Egypt is another team that could cause problems. Scotland have had a really good qualification, and they got some players in players like Scott McTominay and John McGinn, you know, just quality players.
So here's where the U.S. stands so far up on your screen. United States, Australia, Paraguay, and one remaining.
Yeah.
So I guess Norway could end up there.
No, Norway's going to come
that's
out
right.
next.
No, they'll come out, yes.
Okay.
It's either
But they could pick up an Italy or a Wales or a, like we mentioned earlier, Turkey,
Tunisia?
Poland, Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Looks like they're going to go to the end and then come back and put the last one in that Group C where Brazil is, potentially.
Was it this big a deal 4 years ago? Why do I not remember? I feel like this
because it's based here.
I know, but like you would think I would have some memory of it, even though it wasn't in the U.S.
They put it at midnight, the draw.
Maybe
well,
no,
and I think but we didn't carry it like this. Though.
I know
we did not. But this is a big deal.
Can I tell you, as soon as it was announced that the Bay Area is hosting, the US is hosting,
that's when I was like, what?
Oh my gosh! Like, you know, hotels and restaurants are excited. You know, like mom and pop diners. I mean, I've heard of people saying that they're going to Airbnb their house. Like they live in the South Bay.
Might
they're going to
Airbnb
leave.
my
they're
apartment.
make some money. You know,
I'm moving in with you for a few
do
weeks.
it. That's if we can split the profits, whatever. You know, you think about those people coming into the Bay Area and other host cities. It's a whole thing.
People are already trying to come in and crash with me. They're like, well, you know, you guys have all the sporting events next year. Can you save me a room in your apartment?
Yes. Do you expect to see more people playing soccer, interested in soccer after the World Cup is over? Like, you know, like the 6- and 7-year-old kids who maybe were interested in T-ball, like this sort of thing. Is there like an after effect?
There is. It's just the interest, you know, and just the massive event. You know, it just catches your interest, and when you catch a young person's interest, it usually stays with them.
How old were you when you started?
I saw the '74 World Cup in England. It was in Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico, Chris? 74? Yeah, I saw that one. I remember that.
So you were a little kid. You were little.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm not going to tell you how old I was.
Okay. I can't do math that quick anyway. Don't worry. How about you? When's the first time you got into soccer?
I was 11. I'll give you that one. I was giving you 11 when England won the World Cup in '66. That tells you how old I am. Right? But
carry the one. No, I'm joking.
That's sort of got me excited. I thought to myself, okay. I mean, obviously I was loving the game and I was playing the game, but then I thought to myself, no, I want to do this.
You actually can do it.
And so the fact that they won it, and some of the games where I live in Birmingham or at Aston Villa Park, and so I went there with my father to watch Pelé play, actually.
Oh, wow.
And, you know, so you do those type of things that stick in your mind and it gives you inspiration. But in '94 was the World Cup here, and 2 years after that's when Major League Soccer started, and that was 1996. So there was definitely momentum that came from the World Cup that Major League Soccer used to start a new league, and the Earthquakes were founded in 1996 as the Clash, but now they're the Earthquakes again.
You know, soccer in you know, school, you know, middle school, it seems to have picked up since, you know, around '96, because I remember when I first came here, they didn't have anything like that. You know, they didn't have soccer, and soccer was the thing that, you know, other countries played, and so they've had that over years. You played, you know, when you were younger as well, but now it's you got stadiums built for it. Miami, you know.
It's massive. I mean, it's still the fastest growing sport in America. It's the most participated sport in America. And some of the other sports, I understand, you know, they don't have the ability to bring in the younger players, the 6 and 7s and 8s, and play as they do in boys and girls soccer. But the way that the academies are growing, the way that the sport continues to sort of just go throughout the whole of the United States and Canada and Mexico. But you know, the United States and Canada are catching up on Mexico, talking about their generational thing again, right? So that's been going for so many years. Portugal against Uzbekistan. I mean, that's
a good one.
So you look at the romance of that one as well. Portugal with Cristiano Ronaldo, and all those fans from Uzbekistan have gone, we're playing against Ronaldo. That'll be fantastic. You know what I mean? They don't care if they win or lose. Well, they do. But like, you know, they're going to play Ronaldo.
But it's still going to be exciting to watch either way.
England got Panama.
All right. Let's see here.
That's another great draw for England.
Yes.
And I mean, at the moment, I really can't see a group of death at the moment. So where did Norway go?
So
I think they're still in it. Oh, Norway. They haven't gone yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're still watching. The draw is continuing, just so you know, in case you're just joining us. Group of death. It, like, I've read up on it. Can you explain it, you know, to people who may be new to soccer? We've heard this phrase a lot.
Well, it means that all 4 teams, or 3 of the 4 teams, could be very competitive against each other, and they match up well against each other. So Norway was the team we keep talking about being in pot 3 that nobody really wants to play against, because they have some really good footballers, but more so they have one of the biggest goal scorers in the world. His name's Erling Haaland. He plays for Manchester City, and he's the kind of guy that he actually can win a game on his own on a certain day. And so, you know, he's been thrown in there with France. Now, that's an upset in the works. It could be, right? They don't want to play against Erling Haaland. No, they play with, those players play against him on a weekly basis in the Premier League in England. They know that that's going to be a tough game just because he's such a dominant player. Yeah, formidable. Great word.
Yes. He's like the Steph Curry on the
exactly,
field.
yeah.
The athleticism in soccer, you know, I always found that interesting when compared to, you know, American football, and how all players are in the peak physical shape to play for such an extended period of time, as opposed to American football, where there are a lot of stops and starts. Can you talk a little bit about, you know, watching that? That's why I find soccer pretty fascinating, because you go for such a long time.
You do.
And you know, it's not like running, or, you know, it's you are absolutely you're actually looking, you're strategizing, you're following the plays, and you're coordinating with your group members. Can you talk a little bit about you know, how that all works? To people that are just getting into this.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the miles, I think it's something like 9 or 10 miles a player will run, especially a midfielder, in a game, in 90 minutes. Yeah. Now, it's not all running, sprinting, obviously, but it's moving, jogging, walking a little bit, but you're on the move, and you are running a lot.
And the mental capacity when you're strategizing with your players as well. I mean, you know, that if you're ever on the field and you see it close up, it is amazing. It's an amazing feat to do when you all are out there.
Yeah, I think all top sports, but soccer's the one we're talking about. The concentration level of these people these athletes is unbelievable. Yeah, you got to have it, and that drains you.
Yes.
You know, I'm drained after way back when I was playing. Yeah. And then when you're coaching, it gets even worse. Because it just
all individual
it just drains you because you're worried about 28
like
players.
You're at level 11, you know, for the whole time. Can I talk about something that I'm sure you guys as players and coaches don't want to talk about, but we should mention? Injuries. To this day, I remember the pain of having a pulled hamstring when I was on the strawberry shortcakes.
God, that keeps coming up.
I know. I'm so proud of it. But like the importance of staying healthy, and it is so remarkable. My nephew played soccer for a long time. My brother and sister still do. It's like you and a jersey and some shin guards. Like American football, you're all padded up and, you know, this and that. And this is such an intimate sport. Can you talk a little bit about the physicality of soccer and what that can do to a player's body?
Yeah, well, Frank mentioned the 90 minutes, but it's not just 90 minutes of running. You know, you're getting hits, you're falling down, you're jumping up, you're falling down, you're getting back up again, you're sprinting, you're stopping, you're going backwards. There's a lot of it. That's just the physical part of it. And then you've also got, obviously, now with the nutritionists and also the trainers, the stretching, they know how to try and prohibit those injuries as much as they can. But with the physical contact, there's still the knees and the ankles are the main areas where you get the injuries. A lot of those happen in the US on the youth level because they're playing on turf fields, not grass fields as well, which is a difficult surface to play for your ankles and your knees a little bit as well. So, unfortunately, there's a lot of ACL injuries happening in the girls' game as well, and I think that's something that they need to look at, not only from the standpoint of the way that they're training and building up with weights physically, but also the surfaces they're playing on in some respects. But yeah, I think I remember a long time ago there was a show that used to be on the TV called the Superstars, the World Superstars. They compete in different sports, and they had football players on, they had baseball players. And there was a soccer player, it was Canadian, his name was Brian Budd, and he won it 4 years in a row.
Oh, wow. That's something.
That's my larger point, you know.
All-around athlete.
Exactly, You know, you do have that all-around, you know, the running, you know, the speed, the strength in the legs and upper part of the body. It's just amazing.
The players now are getting like big and strong as well.
Are they getting bigger now?
Yeah, especially the center backs, and you see them are like supreme athletes.
That's true.
So
obviously
soccer
Messi's
players,
not the biggest.
Are they like? Is it better to be like, if you could draw your genetic map? Is it better to be? They're pretty compact. I mean, you know, you're not 6'5" and lanky and lean. Kind of, what's the ideal soccer player's physicality if you could craft the person?
Positionally, center back, you're probably going to be 6 foot 6'2", that sort of thing. 180, something like that, right? 185, 190. But you got Lionel Messi, who's 5'7". Yeah, I don't know what he is, but he doesn't matter how big he is. He's fantastic.
He's a great player.
He's great. So all different sizes it takes, and different positions make a difference. If you're an outside back, you got to be able to run all day and fast.
How important is the goalie? I always wanted to play goalie. I never did.
Huge position.
That is not an enviable position at all, man.
Yeah, they can win or lose your games.
Right, you get all the blame or all the glory.
And talk about a mental position. Goalkeeper, if you got to concentrate. If you're in a good side, you don't get much action, but when you're called upon, you got to make that save.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's like here's your microphones. You're on.
You're on, and don't mess it up.
Yes, yes. So the conconcentration's high. So,
I think they're drawing pot 4 now as we're watching it live over. It's the big day. If you're just joining us, it's the FIFA World Cup draw day. We've seen a number of the pots be drawn. I don't know if you guys are like following along at home, but we're sort of marking our pots here as we go. So.
Well, Canada just got one of the playoff teams in their group, so they must be pleased with that draw overall.
Definitely.
And then
the
US could be also getting, this is the pot 4, so this could be a winner of the playoffs as well. And I think you'd rather get somebody like New Zealand.
Curacao. Wow.
That'll work.
Yeah.
What you don't want is the playoff, and I'll correct myself by saying Canada could get Italy with that.
Correct.
Right? Because they're one of those playoff teams that are still hanging out there, along with Denmark.
Yeah, Wales.
Yeah.
Poland,
Poland, another good team, right? Historically a good team that could go in there, but that's.
So wait a minute. So Curacao just got bumped into because it was in the same
Can't be
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF.
Yeah, the US would have liked Curacao, but they haven't got them now.
Yeah. So now,
you've got to be a rocket scientist to.
This is a lot. Okay, so now, how is it going to be chosen for Group D for pot 4 to see where the U.S. stands? How's that going
to come back to it?
They'll come back to that one. So that'll be when all the other ones are drawn. They'll go back to the one that's left over, like they did with Norway in the pot 3.
So we have Iraq, Suriname, and Bolivia. They're going to be
playoff. Yeah, that's a playoff, right?
Playoff, yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Which means Italy could go in there, or Wales, or Poland. One of those countries could go in there as well.
So as we're waiting for the final country in Group D, which is right now USA, what would be great news for our group, for our pot, for USA? What do you want to see that 4th country be?
Any of those countries. I would not.
Jordan.
I would say not Ghana.
Not Ghana?
Not Ghana, because historically the USA have just had a bad experience with Ghana in a couple of World Cups for whatever reason. I don't think Ghana is nearly as good as they were at the time when they played the US.
They were a top ranked team at the time. Yeah.
But I would say that anything but Ghana, and also a playoff. In other words, I would take Jordan or New Zealand right now as being a great draw for the US.
Okay.
Got it.
What group are you at? Sorry. Look at the group we're at right now.
Let's see. Group H, yep. We're on Group H now. So Spain, Saudi Arabia, all right, Cabo Verde, and Uruguay.
We're watching it all.
Cape Verde.
That's what we're looking at.
KTVU Fox 2. So we're happy that you're with us on digital, but I imagine a lot of people who are like, sitting there doing this are probably watching the draw as it happens. And we wanted to bring some context, some more interest to the sport. I think everybody, I think the only reason I played soccer when I was a kid is because like everybody did it. It wasn't because my parents had any, distinct interest in it. So you mentioned you got into it at age 11. Is that a little bit later than?
No, I was playing before I was 11.
Oh, okay.
It was just that I was playing, and it's when I saw England win the World Cup, I was 11, and I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to take this more seriously than I was before in some respects, because I was obviously a decent athlete. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be where I am now, right? So, but then I thought to myself, okay, well, I'm going to start see if I can find a better team to play on. And
would your parents come and watch all your games when you were a little kid?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and my father not so much. I remember that I got chosen to play for the England under-18 national team, so that was, big deal to play for your country. And my father came to that game, but he was normally working on a Saturday, so he didn't come to many. And then when I signed pro, he came.
So,
Sweden,
but Group D for USA, Paraguay. Yeah. I wish
If
I
you
saw
guys
that.
see
I missed
something,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Turkey, Romania.
Producers filling us in as to what's
Sweden,
happening.
Poland,
If you
Slovakia.
gentlemen, if you are experts, Chris Dangerfield and Frank Yallop, see something happening on the screen
Yeah.
during the
Yeah.
draws, we're watching it live here in studio. Go ahead and speak up and let us know. You
Well-
know better than we do.
Well, I wanted to get on the Group D because they did choose. I think our producer's telling me Turkey, Romania, Slovakia in the playoff. Brett, if you can repeat that. Yeah. Okay. Romania, Slovakia, something else. We're waiting. My producer's looking it up.
Okay.
All right. So who got?
Argentina's happy. Got Jordan.
Kosovo.
You said Argentina's happy, Frank?
Yeah. Yes. Algeria.
Why is that a good matchup?
Austria. We got Jordan last, so that's a group that they'll win.
Okay.
So they're not too worried about it. And in first place is where obviously when you win it, so
Okay.
they'll be in good position.
All right. So the winner of the playoff with Romania, Kosovo, Turkey, or Slovakia will play the U.S.
Which I
those
would
four.
imagine probably would be Turkey out of
think
those
Turkey?
groups. I think that probably
Probably,
be the qualifier to
Yeah.
go in there. And they're a good team. That makes that group for the US a little bit more tricky, but I still feel that they should be able to navigate that and win that group and get through as the winners.
All right. That's
you
good
know,
news.
Paraguay is a country they would have played many times before, I'm sure, over the years. I don't think Austria is a powerhouse at all within Europe, although they've got a good coach at the moment. And Turkey's probably the more difficult of the three opponents they're facing. For me, the US. I think Mexico's got a very good draw there as well. Depends on what is in that group there. I don't know whether or not Italy's in that group that they got drawn at the bottom there. Maybe our producer can tell us that, the Mexican group.
The Mexican group, I'll try to look it up.
And also for the Canadian group, who was in that group as well, that group of four teams they could get one of.
Okay. Well, how about as we work out these details, why don't we swing out to our James Torres? He's been live here outside in Thrive City. They're in San Francisco.
England got Ghana.
How are people reacting out there, James?
I think just the same way we all are. That Group D is looking pretty group of death worthy. I think some folks are pretty okay with the fact that European playoff is not the Italy playoff. And we were a little nervous that Ghana was going to make that group too. Ghana and U.S. have a history that doesn't go the United States way. Luckily, we got the constraints that prevented that. I have Mitch right next to me. He's a USA fan. He's watching us with me. Mitch, what do you think of Group D?
Group D, I mean, it's going to be a rough one. You can never expect the USA to win, and it's nice that they're the host team, but you got to always watch out for Paraguay, and I'm really interested to see what these, playoff winners are going to do.
Yeah.
Once you get in here, they get their shot, and they can...
These charges once again, and this case, everything that happened after it was initially thrown out because of that. What do you make of this second time around that a grand jury decided not to re-indict Letitia James at this time?
Christina, my initial reaction was, wow, I can't begin to overstate how extraordinarily rare this is for a grand jury not to return an indictment. You can probably count on one or two hands the number of times this happens at the federal level in any given year. So the fact that grand jurors chose not to indict Tish James and return a no bill is very surprising. Now, obviously, this is a unique case, and Tish James and Donald Trump and Pam Bondi and everyone really involved, these are all polarizing figures. There's people that love them, and there's people that hate them. So that certainly makes the possibility of a no
Korea as the first match would be good for the team.
Does Mexico win Group A?
Yes.
Yeah?
Top spot.
All right, we'll wait for it. Okay, I've got two more guys I want to talk to because we have a range of fans out here. I've got my Brazilians over here. Hey guys, I'm live right now. I want to talk to you all now that the draw is done. We're live on the air. My camera's right over there. All right. What do you think of Brazil's group?
Brazil's group, at least we got one kind of an easy one, that's Haiti, because Scotland and Morocco is not easy.
Yeah.
Not easy, but it's all good.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I think there is no easy group. Everybody has their strength, and the game is decided in the field, on the pitch. So we have to take each game seriously if you want to go to the final. And we will take it, and we go to the final. Brazil has a great chance to be once more the world champ.
Brazil has not won a World Cup since 2002. Do you think they win this group?
Oh, yes.
They top the group?
Brazil's going to be top of the group.
You're going to be top of the group?
I have faith on it.
Very good.
Brazil has to be top of the group. You know, if you want to really go for it, it has to lead all the way to the final.
We will keep our fingers crossed, guys. Yes. Thank you. Keep doing your thing. There was one more guy I wanted to talk to. I don't know exactly where he went. Actually, I'll bring you. You got Argentina on. I'll bring you in. Listen, with what we got here, Argentina up in Group J.
With Algeria, Austria, and Jordan.
Very real possibility that Argentina can play here in the Bay Area.
Algeria, I was talking to a couple of friends over there. They have a couple of young guys that can be playmakers, but I see it definitely being head of the group.
Do you think Argentina has a pretty easy path to get back to the World Cup final?
There's no easy path with the World Cup final. Every game is tough. Remember the last World Cup, we lost against Saudi Arabia at the first game, so one game at a time. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Well, do you think Argentina wins it? Do they defend the title?
They're definitely going to go to the final.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Hey, that's the feel of some of the fans out here in Thrive City, all of which fanship ranging from a number of different nations here. That's the beauty of the Bay Area. We're such a melting pot of so many different cultures, so many different countries. People a little nervous about the USA group, people feeling semi-confident about that Mexico group, and people feeling very confident if you're Brazil or if you're Argentina. For the most part, I think the groups kind of seem pretty well balanced, but anything is possible in a FIFA World Cup tournament, guys.
All right, James Torres, thank you so much for getting reaction out there for that live report from fans who are starting to get excited now that we know what their team is, who their team is going to be playing, and we have all of it's laid out for us right now. The United States, Paraguay, Australia, and then one of these teams, Slovakia, Kosovo, Turkey, or Romania. And then in Mexico, that's also, an interesting matchup as well, Garcia.
It is. I mean, so can I say, I have 25 pages of notes here.
Yeah.
for the person who doesn't have 25 pages of notes or a lifelong love and successful track record in soccer, what and how should we be watching the World Cup next? And I'll start with you, Chris Dangerfield.
Well, you just look at the hype, follow the hype, pick your teams that you want to go and support. Obviously, #1, support USA, and then pick your other teams as you go along. I think the USA has a fantastic opportunity to move forward, especially as they're playing their games in Los Angeles and in Seattle, so the weather factor should not be a factor at all. I think other than Turkey, I think it's a good draw, and Turkey is a team that could cause problems for that group. But I think overall, it's time to start getting excited. Watch the US as they play their friendlies against Germany and against Portugal that are coming up in preparation for the World Cup, and start getting excited about this World Cup, because it's not just the games on TV and that aspect of it. It's the whole cultural thing that happens in your area. There'll be fans coming to this area. There'll be different events going on in this area. It's going to start ramping up. It's great stuff.
Sport is so important. It is such a unifier. Like, even when the whole rest of the world is bad, right? Like, you have sport, you have your team, and I think that, I think that's what you're speaking to here.
I think the next big thing tomorrow is the venues.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where the group's playing.
Right.
That's the exciting part too, because then you can start booking your flights.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
So that for me is the next exciting thing right away.
Yeah.
But I agree with Chris. Building up to the World Cup for your countries is. You don't want to see someone get injured you really like.
That's true.
Injuries early.
You don't want to think about that.
Someone misses out on the biggest thing in his or her
career.
Is in the Men's World Cup. It will be disappointing. But I can't wait now. It's really exciting.
We're so glad you both have been here with us
so much.
for the long haul.
Yeah. Chris Dangerfield, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your insight, both of you. Seriously.
All right, we are wrapping things up here on Take Two this morning. The big FIFA World Cup draw has happened. We're going to keep diving into it throughout the day. So, of course, all of our newscasts over on KTVU Fox 2 will keep on going on the Fox Local app as well. This has been a morning, people.
Yes, it has.
Thank you so much for being with us.